Lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future.
Tonight on Fox 7 Austin News at 9, the U.S. and Israel launch a massive attack on Iran. The latest on the aftermath. Good evening and thanks for joining us for Fox 7 Austin News at 9. I'm Alec Nolan. An attack launched by the U.S. and Israel kills more than 200 people in Iran, and Israeli officials say Iran's supreme leader is also dead. Fox's Peter Doocy at the White House with more on what led to the strikes.
It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere.
This is the mission.
We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground.
This is the reason.
They attempted to rebuild their nuclear program.
Inside a secure room at Mar-a-Lago, CIA Director John Ratcliffe ran President Trump through intel about Operation Epic Fury. And Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Dan Raisin Kane, kept a tight-knit group of trusted Trump advisors up to speed, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio and White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles. Vice President Vance remained in the White House Situation Room, flanked by DNI Tulsi Gabbard and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Just hours before war broke out, the president gave no hints military action was imminent, visiting a Corpus Christi, Texas Whataburger.
I'm going to get some stuff for Air Force One, and I'm going to get the hell out of here.
According to Reuters, ahead of Epic Fury, briefers described the operation to the president as a high-risk, high-reward scenario. But 10 hours later,
a short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran.
Concerned about Iran or terrorist proxies retaliating, the Secret Service says the public may notice an increased law enforcement and federal presence around U.S. Secret Service protected sites. Attorney General Pam Bondi has announced the FBI and our other Department of Justice components are vigilantly monitoring any and all threats to Americans. The war may not end anytime soon, something President Trump knew well when he gave the order to strike.
Is there a risk that strike could turn into a long, drawn-out conflict in the Middle East?
I guess you could say there's always a risk.
Now the president is saying heavy and pinpoint bombing will continue uninterrupted throughout the week, or as long as it takes for the United States to achieve their goal of peace in the Middle East. White House officials have now given us a lid, which means we don't expect to see President Trump on camera again tonight. Probably won't see him until he comes back here to the White House tomorrow. At the White House, Peter Doocy, Fox News.